Remember those sloppy joes from childhood? Messy, sweet, and slapped between whatever bread your parents had? Yeah? Well, this ain't that. This is the gourmet version. Cheddar so sharp it cuts through your fillings, meat so rich it should pay rent, and bread so buttery it practically glows. We're taking cafeteria chaos and giving it a full makeover, Poor Choices Kitchen style. You can find this recipe and more at the Poor Choices Kitchen YouTube channel, link in the bio. Starting out, let's make sure we have all of our ingredients prepped. The more we prep ahead, the more likely we are to succeed in our recipe. If you're trying to do everything in real time, you're unorganized and you're grabbing this and you're grabbing that, the chances of you missing an ingredient, grabbing the wrong ingredient, or just measuring an ingredient wrong skyrockets. So as annoying as it may be, just prep everything ahead of time. Now let's start with a spoonful of beef tallow in a skillet over medium heat. And if you don't have beef tallow, olive oil works just fine too. But if you do have it, use it. Tallow brings that deep, beefy richness that sets the tone for this whole melt. It's like starting your song in the key of flavor. And if you want this Wagyu beef tallow that I'm using, you can find the link down in the description. It's an Amazon affiliate link and every purchase helps this channel out greatly. Now we're gonna toss in half a small sweet onion and 1 shallot, both finely diced. And we're building what's called body. That's the savory, round, kind of background flavor that makes the final dish taste full and well balanced. Sweet onions mellow out the acidity and salt in the sauce while giving it some structure, and shallots bring a little more natural sweetness to round it all out. It sounds like I'm just making shit up, but over time you'll understand what it means. Let those saute for about 5 to 7 minutes, stirring occasionally until they're soft and golden. Then we're gonna add in 3 cloves of minced garlic, just 30 seconds of cooking here. We want it to be fragrant, not burned. Next, we're gonna stir in a tablespoon of tomato paste, and we're gonna cook that for about a minute or two until it deepens in color and sticks a little bit to the pan. That's concentrated tomato flavor coming to life. It gives the sauce a backbone and adds a subtle natural sweetness without relying on sugar. Now we get to the good stuff, meat time. I'm using a pound of 80/20 ground beef, which gives us plenty of juiciness, and I'm using a few ounces of ground mild Italian sausage. You can swap in regular ground pork or even spicy Italian sausage if you want that extra kick. The sausage does bring a ton of flavor on its own. Think fennel seeds, garlic, herbs. So if you're wondering why we don't have a massive spice cabinet moment here, it's because the sausage is already putting in the work. That's your built-in seasoning blend right there. So don't overdo it, let it shine. Break the meat up and let it brown in the pan, and don't rush this, you want that fond, those little brown bits on the bottom, that's flavor just waiting to be lifted later. Season with some salt and pepper, and once things are looking cooked through and slightly crispy in spots, it's time to hit it with more flavor. So we're gonna stir in 1/3 cup of ketchup, 2 tablespoons of W sauce, 1 tablespoon of Dijon mustard, 1 tablespoon of dark brown sugar for that molassesy depth, 1 teaspoon of smoked paprika, which, look, we need to talk. At this point, smoked paprika is my ride or die, okay? My culinary soulmate. We're basically in a committed relationship, so you're gonna see a lot of her around here. 1 teaspoon of soy sauce, and a pinch of red pepper flakes if you like some heat. Now for the liquid, I'm using 1/4 cup of dry red wine, and here's why. Wine adds acidity, body, and a touch of fruitiness that broth just doesn't bring to the table. It also helps deglaze the pan and lift all those caramelized bits into the sauce, giving you complexity and depth. Again, it sounds like I'm making shit up here, but later on you will understand this. But if you don't have wine or prefer to keep it non-boozy, beef broth is totally fine. Just get you a good quality one. It'll lean a little bit more savory and straightforward, while wine will give it a slightly elevated restaurant-style richness. It's gonna be good no matter what. Let everything simmer uncovered for 10 to 15 minutes until it thickens into that glossy, rich spoon coating magic. Once the sauce has reached our special little thick place, we're gonna finish it with 2 small but powerful moves that makes a really big difference. First, 1 tablespoon of balsamic vinegar. Now listen, if you're new to cooking and tempted to skip this, don't. I used to be that person. I'd see vinegar in a recipe and think, why would I want this sweet and sour stuff in my meat sauce? But here's what it really does. Balsamic brings brightness, a subtle sweetness, and just enough acidity to balance all that richness from the beef, sausage, and dark sugar. This recipe really is all about balance. Without it, the sauce can feel a little flat, and with it, it pops. Then we're also gonna swirl in 1 tablespoon of cold, unsalted butter. Not melted, not warm, cold. This last step emulsifies the sauce and gives it that glossy, silky finish, like you're dressing the meat in a velvet robe before it hits the sandwich. Stir it in, taste it for seasoning, especially salt, and that's it. This filling is luxurious, bold, and fully ready for sandwich greatness. Now let's talk some bread, because this is the foundation of our melt, and if you mess this part up, everything else falls apart. I'm using thick cut sourdough bread here, and I highly recommend something sturdy like that, or a brioche loaf with some heft. Sloppy Joe's is sloppy by nature, and we need a bread that can stand its ground, crisp up beautifully, and hold all that saucy, cheesy goodness without turning into soup in your hands. For the outside, I'm spreading on garlic parmesan basil butter. This one was store-bought, and it's a total time saver. It brings in a savory, herby flavor without you needing to chop a single clove of garlic or shred a bit of cheese. So if you see it at the store, grab a tub and keep it in your fridge. It's magic on sandwiches, toast, or even just roasted vegetables. But hey, if you don't have it, regular unsalted butter works just fine. Just make sure it's softened so it spreads easily without tearing the bread. bread. And now it is time to build this glorious melt. Grab 2 slices of your buttered bread, butter sides down, and start layering. I go all in on the cheese, 2 slices of aged white cheddar for the foundation, and then we'll be putting 2 more on top as well. It melts beautifully, but also brings a sharp, tangy bite that cuts through the richness of the meat sauce. And yes, I've probably said rich 1,000 times, but that's why balance in this recipe is so important. And hey, maybe you're not a white cheddar person. No problem, you can use smoked Gouda, Fontina, Provolone, or even Gruyere. It all works beautifully here. Just use something that melts well and has flavor. Spoon on a generous helping of your sloppy joe filling, about 3/4 to 1 cup per sandwich, depending on the size of your bread as well. Keep it thick, not runny. You want it to stay put when you press that sandwich together. Now, I kept mine classic, just cheese and meat sauce, because when that combo's this good, you really don't need anything else. But if you're feeling bold, here are some fun little extras you can add. You can do pickled jalapenos for a tangy kick. You can caramelize some onions for a sweet, savory boost. You can crisp up some shallots, or my favorite option, potato chips for texture. And trust me, potato chips, like some regular Lay's potato chips, inside this sandwich is absolutely amazing. Hell, even a slice of tomato or arugula if you want to pretend this is a balanced meal. All these are wonderful options. But in the end, don't forget those extra slices of cheese on the top. Then crown it with your second piece of bread, butter side up, and you're ready to toast. So we're gonna heat our skillet up over medium heat, and we're just gonna lay our sandwich down and let them toast for about 3 to 4 minutes per side, pressing gently with a spatula. We're looking for a golden, crispy grilled cheese level crust here with that fully melted cheese inside. And if you need to, don't be afraid to cover it up with a lid just to help that cheese melt a little bit faster. Then when you're done, don't forget the finishing move. If you've got extra garlic basil butter, brush it on top while they're hot. Let them rest for a minute so you don't burn your mouth, but you will be tempted. Slice that melt diagonally for some maximum cross-section flex. Serve it with some crispy fries, chips, or even a bowl of tomato biscuit if you're going full cozy vibes here. This is Sloppy Joe, grown up, leveled up, and grilled to golden perfection. It's easy, it's gourmet, and it is dangerously addictive. Hey, if you like this recipe, hit that like button, subscribe, and check out the full recipe in the description below. You'll also find all the tools and ingredients I use linked through my Amazon affiliate store. And if you want to support the channel for just $1 a month on Patreon, I'd love you forever. You can also join the YouTube memberships for $2.99 a month, and I'll still love you forever. All go a long way in paying for recipes in these here inflated times. And as for a pour choice, since we already put it in the meat sauce, we might as well drink it. That good old red wine. This is a red blend by Ménage à Trois, which I really enjoy. And the wine's pretty good too. Now go melt something, you earned it. Until next time, peace out.